Hey guys, how's it going? I just wanted to go over some of the new upcoming iPhone rumors and to straighten out what's going on, because I haven't really seen any videos that actually straighten out exactly how the lineup is going to be. And I've done a lot of research on it, and I just wanted to share my thoughts on it. There's going to be 4 new iPhones coming in September. There's going to be the iPhone 12, the iPhone 12 Max, the iPhone 12 Pro, and the iPhone 12 Pro Max. So why are there going to be that many new iPhones? I'm going to tell you why. And in order to answer that question, we have to look at the current iPhone lineup. Currently, there is an iPhone 11, which is the mainstream iPhone. And then there are 2 other iPhones, the iPhone 11 Pro and 11 Pro Max, that are more aimed towards enthusiasts. And the main difference between the iPhone 11 and the 11 Pros are their screens and their cameras. The Pro 11s have OLED screens, and the normal 11 has an LCD screen. The difference between an LCD and an OLED screen are as follows. OLED screens turn completely black. On an LCD screen like the iPhone 11, in the black areas are going to be slightly dimly lit because it's an LCD screen and there's a backlight going across the entire screen. So I just really enjoy my OLED screen on my XS Max because of that reason. I actually stopped owning iPhones for a while in between the iPhone 5S and the iPhone 10 because I switched to Android just to have an OLED screen. I switched to a Galaxy Note for a while because I wanted a big OLED screen, and iPhone just did not offer that for many, many years until 2017 when they came out with the iPhone 10, which was the first iPhone to have an OLED screen. Now that iPhones have OLED screens, I think they're the perfect phone because LCDs are super old technology and OLED is the future. So now that we know the difference between the 11 and the 11 Pros, let's talk about what's going to be different this year with the 12 and the 12 Pros. So firstly, the 12s are all going to have OLED screens, even the lower end models and the higher end models. The difference is now going to be with refresh rates. The 12 is going to have a 60 Hz display, and the Pros are going to have 120 Hz ProMotion displays. ProMotion is just jargon to make it sound fancy. There's nothing special between a normal 120 Hz display or a 120 Hz ProMotion display. Any 120 Hz display is a 120 Hz display, which is amazing in its own way, but they just use that term to explain what 120 Hz does and what it means, because people don't really understand what 120 Hz means. So if you've never seen it before, it's hard to explain. And for an untrained eye, you won't be able to tell the difference. It's the amount of times the screen is updated. So everything on the screen will be playing at 120 frames per second, but not necessarily frames because that's a film term. A video has frames, which is individual pictures, but on a phone screen, when you're navigating UI, there's no frames. There's no pictures being shown. Just how many times is the screen being updated? It's being updated 60 times per second on this phone. On the iPads since 2017, they've had ProMotion displays, but they never brought the ProMotion displays to the iPhone. So this year, the iPhone 12 Pros are going to have 120 Hz, very smooth screens, and it's just super pleasing to look at. If you can tell the difference, I totally can tell the difference, and I'm a huge fan of ProMotion displays. I used to have one in my iPad. That's one of the main differences between the iPhone 12 and the 12 Pros that are coming. So other than that, Apple is going to be making their phones bigger and also a lot smaller than they have in many, many years since the iPhone 7. We haven't seen any phones smaller than the iPhone 6, 7, and 8 for many, many years since the iPhone 5. Those were the 4-inch screen phones. And now they've just released the iPhone SE 2nd generation, which is also 4.7 inches. And what I've heard about that new iPhone 12 is that it is going to be even smaller in width than the new iPhone SE 4.7 inch, which is the exact same design as the iPhone 6, iPhone 7, and iPhone 8. They are all the exact same size. So what they're going to be doing with the iPhone 12 is it's going to be 5.4 inches, and compared to my iPhone XS Max, which is 6.5 inches, and the iPhone XS, which is 5.7 inches. Right now, in the current lineup, the iPhone 11 is the medium-sized phone. The iPhone 11 Pro is smaller. It's 5.7 inches. The iPhone 11 is 6.1, And then the iPhone 11 Pro Max is 6.5, just like the iPhone XS Max. So the new lineup is going to be different because there's going to be an iPhone 12, an iPhone 12 Max, 12 Pro, and the iPhone 12 Pro Max. 12 Pro Max is going to be 6.7, and the low will be the 5.4-inch iPhone 12. So imagine the width of the iPhone 10 right now, which is 5.7, and then shrink it to a 5.4-inch screen. The iPhone 10, XS, and 11 Pro are actually the same width as the iPhone 6, 7, and 8. So that means that all of those phones are the same width, and there hasn't been a phone that has a smaller width since the iPhone 5S. So this new iPhone 12 won't be quite as small as the iPhone 5, which was just extremely, extremely small. That would be kind of just a joke to have a phone that small these days. But it will be smaller than the iPhone 6 in width, which is pretty cool because it's going to be really cool to have a nice one-handed phone again. Because this phone, you can pretty much use your whole hand to wrap around it, and you can't really use your thumb on anything on the screen here. I probably will go for it because I'm just ready to have a small phone again. It's going to be only $649, and I just looked up on eBay that I can still sell this iPhone XS Max, which is 256 gigabytes and unlocked, for $1,000 still. So I'll be able to upgrade to the iPhone 12 and still keep some profit. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed that little update of what Apple is doing with their lineup. I think it's super interesting how they plan all this years and years in advance. Apple, I don't know if you guys are aware of how big companies run. They plan years and years in advance. Amazon, I know for sure, I've heard Jeff Bezos say this before. He is always planning what he does with his company 5 years in advance. 5 years. Apple's probably working very similarly. They have all of their plans laid out for the next 5 years. They've been planning this since before the iPhone 6 came out. They already knew that they were going to be doing this and eventually coming back to a smaller phone. So it's just really cool to finally be able to see this. It's hard to predict what's going on in there from the outside from years in advance, but it comes together and you start to understand it. And it's just super interesting to watch because one day I'd like to run a company like that as well. And it's just cool to learn and absorb and see how companies work like that. That's it. If you guys are interested in watching more videos like this from my point of view, please subscribe to this channel. And that's it, guys.